we were brought up with what society tells us to do. Society says, you know, you got to go to school, you got to do all these, you got all these rules. Your parents tell you. A lot of people are religious. People are telling us what to do. And the thing is like we live one life. And when you're on your deathbed, do you want to go like, I did what I wanted to do, or I did what people told me to do?
Bed, love,
bed,
love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to BedLoveBeyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
I'm Martini.
I am Jennifer.
And today's episode is episode 89, Breaking Free and Taking a Walk on the Wild Side. And we're definitely going to have a special guest later by the name of Sienna Sinclair. She's going to talk about all the stuff, because essentially this is pretty much like a modesty episode and why people are so modest in their sexual like lifestyle.
Explorations?
Yeah, explorations, lifestyle. And she actually has traveling guides where you can go and let's say it's the travel's guide to Los Angeles. So she will make a travel guide where you can go on like naughty walks and like go to like
naughty walks, what?
Like burlesque classes and the best place to eat. But it's all centered around like sex stuff and like sexual adventures. So it's pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna ask her how come she doesn't have a New York one yet. But yeah, so that's what's gonna happen in this episode. If you have a topic you want us to explore or have any questions you want to ask, you can write us at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com, or you can text us at 201-862-8-BED. That is 201-862-8233, and leave your topic, or if you just want to say hi to us, you can also call too. We'll pick up. We don't bite. And,
indeed. Well, maybe we do.
And thank you for listening to us on all podcast services out there, especially Podbean. The hosting site tracks who listens in what state and what country and how many people are listening, whether it's through their phone, iPad, Android device, or laptop. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, go to podbean.com/pbblb and check out the details. All right.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
you too can have your own podcast.
Yes, just like us. So, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But Daily Dish, anything going on with you?
Same shit, different day.
I feel you.
Nothing really manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I don't know why Greg Kelly from Fox 5 News got married, and I was like, damn it. Even Greg Kelly got married.
the one that does the news with Rosanna Scotto?
Yeah, the one who like had a sexual harassment charge against him that one time. Rude.
Where so he just recently got married?
Yeah, he got married. And he like just got engaged and just got married. And then my friend who recently got engaged sent like an invitation out saying we're not having like a big wedding, we're just doing something small. Mm-hmm. But she wanted to have like a little bachelorette party thing. Okay. So I was like, she'll be married. And I was like, and I'm still working on moving this boy in. You know what though? When he's with me though, like I know he loves me so much, and then I'm just like, I want to stab him.
That went left.
I'm just like, why can't you just want things now? And he's like, I want them. I'm like, just shut up and hug me. Little bastard.
Damn. Oh my goodness.
I know, but other than that, everything's samesies.
Okay.
Samesies.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you guys are talking, so that's good. And, you guys love each other, so that's great.
Yay. Love. Still jaded.
But no, you're not jaded.
No, I know. I'm not.
Yeah. I was about to say.
So, what's going on in your world?
Well.
Whoa, hold up.
Well, some new developments have happened. I believe the BedLoveBeyond audience and Samantha Dix will be happy.
Samantha's like her own person. Like, I mean, obviously she's her own person, but like she's like our own fan club.
I know.
It's like the people who like us and then people who love us. Samantha.
Yeah. Shout out again to Samantha Dix. Yeah. So after our last episode, I went out with Jen and Kathy.
Oh yeah.
To dinner, And when I got out of the car to get to the place, Kathy was like, "Hey, I think I might have somebody for you." And the reason why she said that, well, I mean, you're gonna have to listen to the last episode, around the Daily Dish, around the beginning, and you'll see that, you know, I've just been like, I don't want to say hunkering. That sounds like for food, but like, I mean, I've been longing to be in a relationship and to be in love again and all that stuff. And I guess it took her to heart, and she's like, "I think I might have a friend for you." And I was like, "The fuck? I thought we were just going out to eat. Like, what are you freaking, you know,
matchmaker?
Playing matchmaker and shit." She's like, no, like, she's really cool and blah, blah, blah. Like I think you should talk to her. I was like, I don't know, because, you know, I get kind of weary when friends hook up other friends, because, like, how about if it fails and what happens to the friendship, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, fine. And then freaking cheerleader number one over here, she was like, "Yeah, you should do it, Martina. You should do it. I was like, "Yo, eat your food, all right?" And I was like, and we had a really long in-depth conversation about, like, who I am and Kathy and Jennifer, about
I was like, "You and the girl?"
like, who I am and all that stuff, and it was very good. So and then I finally did it. Kathy took a picture of me and she sent it to her, and then she, like, found my Instagram and whatever. And then later that night, I was like, all right, fine, let me text her. When I got home, I texted her. And, well, I slid in her DM because that's the only form of
right.
ID that I had on her. So I slid in through her DM and I was like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?"
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, blah blah blah. We talked for a few, and then, like, the next day, it was all right. And the next day we talked again, and we tried to like, set up a date to meet, but we couldn't really find a day until we couldn't find a day soon. So we locked it. It was really funny because we finally, like, scheduled a date. So we're gonna see each other the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just interesting to me. So you go back and listen to other podcasts to find out why. But
oh God.
What?
Proceed.
So yeah, that was just interesting. But yeah, we finally talked on the phone the other day, and it was okay. We spent an hour on the phone. But for me, I guess I just got worried, only because it wasn't flowing as I thought it would be. There was a lot more stops, pauses, I should say. There was a lot more pauses in the conversation. I'm like, damn, I don't know what to say, and not everything, things that I would mention, not that they would fall off on deaf ears, but it was just like it wasn't matching. So, like, she would say, "Oh, are you into sports?" I'm like, "No, I'm not into sports, but I can watch it." You know,
right.
Like, I would always.
I mean, she might have just been, like, asking you general questions that she knows to ask.
What do you mean that she knows?
Like, when I meet a guy, I ask him if he's into sports. You know, I fucking hate them.
Mm-hmm, right.
You know?
No, but I mean.
And when he's like, "Nah," I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "Do you play video games?" "Not really." I'm like, "Marry me."
Oh my God, yo, video games are not that bad, yo.
I had a bad experience.
Okay, well, that's fine, but you shouldn't put that on all men. Like,
whatever. Proceed with your story.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, video games are a good exercise.
Okay.
She's like, okay, it is.
It's not Wii.
No.
Like Wii bowling.
No.
Exercise.
No, but I mean, like a mental exercise, and also, like, video games are like interactive stories. You know, they're just like books. You know, but
that
you can
yawn
play
was
them.
supposed to be on the mic.
What? You stupid. No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think you should.
So, not that it fell on deaf ears, but
yeah, it was. I guess what I'm trying to say is it was hard to find common ground,
right?
Because we were so separate on just things that we were talking about. Like,
right.
she likes sports, I don't. She likes more hip hop than I do, which is fine.
Right.
I thought we found we kind of found a common ground with M Night, because she was talking about, like, because I was telling her, she likes more, she likes the gritty gangster movies and stuff. I don't, and I was like, oh, what's your favorite movie? And she's like, Pulp Fiction. She's like, what's yours? I was like, oh, Prince of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That's like completely different. And I was just like, man, I'm just trying to find something. So I was like, all right, let me name the my top five. Yeah, like my top five. So I was like, oh, I love Memento. She was like, oh, I love that too. I was like, all right, good. And then I was like, I love Unbreakable as well. She was like, oh my God, Unbreakable was really good. I really liked his early stuff, but like his later stuff is whack. And then I was like, all right, well, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. And we started talking about that for like a little bit. So I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. But I still feel there was more like stops and gaps. So I was just worried that like, I don't know. I have like this, you know what it is? I have this fear that when I talk to somebody, even before I even know that I like them, I want to make sure that you like me. I don't want to be disregarded, you know. So
Okay.
I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if she likes me or not, blah blah blah. Like I sound so whack with the things that I like, cause what she likes, everybody likes, you know. And I like, I don't want to say I like niche things or niche things,
Okay.
but like who doesn't like sports? Who doesn't like Pulp Fiction? Who doesn't like the gangster films? You know.
I like gangster films.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like, I'm like, damn, man, am I really that? I don't want to say unique, like special, but like, and I don't know. I was just like, damn, like I'm not finding any connections with this chick. Like, she's gonna think that I'm whack.
Stop looking for them.
You know,
that's the thing. Like, you can't really, you know, have those conversations. You have to look up those other questions, like, that we don't think of, like,
how do you roll your toilet paper, front or back?
kind of like, describe your ideal day. What would be an ideal day off for you? Or if you can go anywhere, where would you go? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
I guess, but like I don't
like
know.
Thinking questions. You know, if you could marry any celebrity, who would it be?
Right. I don't know. So I'm gonna see how it is. I mean, I actually.
What do you think of podcasts?
I actually still want to meet her at least, because that would be like my definitive version of that.
Right.
You know, so to see like, all right, maybe this can go somewhere, or nah, like it's a wrap. But I don't know. Right now, to tell you the God's honest truth, I really don't know what's going on. So I mean, we text each other back and forth, but they're very like checking in type of thing, not enthusiastic. You know, because she's like, oh, because I was like, hey, you know, thanks for talking last night, and she's like, oh, no problem. And I was like, yeah. So she was like, oh, I was on my lunch break. What are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just doing some finishing touches on the podcast today. I'm doing 2 of them today. She was like, all right, good luck with that. I was like, okay. You know, it's just very matter of fact.
Yeah, but you don't seem like you're really trying to have conversation either.
Because I don't know
what'd you have for lunch?
How the situation
I had
is
tuna
going.
fish sandwich. Oh my God, I hate tuna fish. Oh my God, I love tuna fish. Like, sometimes you just gotta push a little. Like, you guys are both like in timid. What I don't listen. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. Yeah. On to the next. But like, I almost feel like you're going into it with a defeatist attitude, which is why you're not pushing for information. You know, because if this was,
I don't know, but I did all right the initial time before the phone call. I was doing those things, like going meticulously in depth of the. I mean, I can show you the conversations.
No, I mean, I believe you. I'm just saying, like.
But I mean, you do raise a point, but.
And I don't know, just like, or maybe like seriously, look up some of those questions and be like, so, you know. I mean, I guess you don't ask her, like, when was the last relationship? Or, like, just say, like, oh, do you go to the city often? What do you like to do there? You know, what is your favorite restaurant that you went to? And be like, oh, you know, last time I went to the city, I went to Black Tap, and, you know, they have these crazy-ass milkshakes. Have you ever been there? Shit like that.
Right. Yeah, but then, you know, she'd be like, I love the city. I'm like, oh, well, I hate it.
But you don't hate it, Martini.
I do.
You hate it? I
mean, I really don't like the hustle and bustle of it. I get anxiety when I'm in there. I mean, I can if I have to go, I'll
right
deal with whatever I have to deal with. but I just don't like the travel, whether it's on bus or by car. It's always a hassle. Like again, when I went to take my nieces to that concert or whatever, I was like, yo, why do I have to pay so much money for parking? And I'm like, ugh, like, I don't know.
But maybe she doesn't know what the country's like. But like, oh, have you ever been up to like the wine country, wine country up here? Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone to like the vineyards or whatever? Do you drink wine? Do you like wine?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Just there's questions to be asked.
Right. Again,
what do you like about gangster movies?
Right. I'm
ever date a gangster? Want to be a gangster?
Wow. Okay.
Are you Italian?
I don't even know.
See? You don't fucking know already? Oh, yeah. Ever do 23andMe? Ever think about it? There's a sale.
There's a sale.
We can't plug them. They're not giving us money yet.
But again, I'm not necessarily giving up.
Did
but
you tell her anything about the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. She knows. I wasn't gonna keep that away from her.
Episode 89 by the time we figure this out.
Yeah, she knows. She knows about the podcast. She knows about you. I wasn't gonna keep that because I don't feel that there should be a reason to.
Right.
But I don't know how she feels about that.
Fuck her. No,
so, whoa! Definitely taking that out.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, she probably doesn't care. I mean, she's an adult.
Right.
She's a grown up. She gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows, like, our mutual friends, so,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's good. At least, like, you're trying a little.
Yeah.
I'm not trying a lot, let's be honest.
Or a little.
Trying a little.
I'm trying okay.
I didn't say you weren't. Calm your balls.
No, but you're saying a little, and I believe that it's more than a little.
Well, I'm sorry you feel like you're putting in so much effort. But basic conversation skills are, like... something you haven't done for a while since you've been a recluse in your room working on podcasts and talking just to the people you know and like.
No, I what are you talking about? The last like 3 people were people that I did not know.
You haven't talked to anybody like dating wise in like 6 months, 7, 8 months, 9 maybe.
6.
Whatever. So it's still like a half a year. A half a year went by. I still have no progress.
I thought this was about me.
I'm sorry. You don't have any progress either because you're not pushing for any.
Jeez. But yeah, so I don't know.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what they say?
What do they say, Jennifer?
Wish in one hand, shit in the other. See what gets filled first.
Whoa. Okay.
Cautiously optimistic. Hashtag MySpace. I'm not on there anymore, but when I was, that's where you could find me. Oh, so my mutual friend with Brooklyn came out today and told me about that he was pregnant with child and that he's scared. But she gave him like a pep talk.
Why is he scared? Scared of what?
He's having a baby.
Oh, the baby or the
baby
marriage?
The baby.
The baby. Okay, no, yeah, it's a scary thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Time to grow up.
Yeah, it's a scary thing.
That's good. I'm happy for them.
So, do well. that's all you can do.
Right, do the best you can.
Do the best you can, man, because that baby's coming. So, good luck to you. But yeah, so pretty much modesty in relationships, modesty in marriage. Because I've come to find it's weird because I remember I was speaking to someone and he was talking about his wife and he was like, yeah, sometimes he's like, I don't understand. Sometimes, he wants to, have sex with his wife and stuff and he'll like suggest things and she'd be like, I don't do that. I'm not that type of girl, and it's like, but what? And I completely understand, let's saying not doing a certain act. Sure, if you don't want to do an act, you don't have to. But and she was like, 'cause, I'm classy and whatever. And it's like when she says something like that, I feel that it's like, who are you trying to be classy for? Like I understand if you're just a single girl and you don't want to give everything to this dude because he can just leave or whatever. I can understand that, But once you're married and the guy has committed his life to you, why are you holding back? I don't understand that. You know, like, go ahead, you know, freak it out, be a hoe, whatever, you know, like do it. You know, I don't understand why you're holding back. That's an issue for me. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Well, if I ever get to that place in life. Yeah, so I don't know.
That's a little weird. I mean, I kind of feel like that's stuff you should have talked about beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you mean? Like, how freaky you're gonna get after I get this ring? Like, what do you mean? How do you talk about that?
That's when people get married too fast. Like, look, I already know how freaky my relationship is going to ever be ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, in my last relationship, we didn't talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Until after we broke up.
Right.
So, like, then we talked about it, and we were like, oh, well, why didn't we talk about this before?
Right.
And then we're just like, oh, well, you know. And he's like, well, I would have liked if you did this. And I was like, I would have liked if you did this. And it was just like, oh, well, no, now we know. On to the next.
Right,
you know,
right,
so I didn't make the mistake. I, like, have those conversations now.
Have you had those conversations with?
Yeah, the new boyfriend.
Okay.
He's not new anymore.
Right. So, like, okay, so, all right. So, would you not hesitate, but after you'd get a ring from him, you don't think you would take anything away, right? You would only add?
Yeah.
Right, okay. No, because I'm saying, because, like, some chicks are like, I don't want to, for what? Who you?
My boyfriend doesn't like public displays of affection. So, like, sometimes I'll just, like, grab his ass in public. He's like, babe. Not in public.
It's like, why?
Like,
this is mine.
That's what I tell him. But sometimes he'll, like, catch himself off guard doing it. And then he's like, oh, we shouldn't do it. We're in public. I'm like, stop being dumb.
Is he religious, or did he grow up that way or something?
I mean, he grew up religious, but, like, I don't think it's about religion as much as it's about respect. Like,
right.
We'll put our arm around each other, like, in front of his mom, but, like,
yeah,
we're not, like, you know, tugging each other down or anything.
I mean, well, I don't know. That I feel that's just weird. I don't get it. I even remember when going out with my ex-fiance, she would be like modest too, and I'm like, why are you okay? Like, you're with me, you know, like, it's okay, like, we can be this intimate with each other. And, you know, she'd be like, I don't know, like, someone, like, might hear. I was like, what? No one's here. Like, who's gonna hear? No one is here.
Can't wait till I don't have a roommate.
You know, like, you don't have to be, I mean, you don't have to be quiet. You can be as loud as you want. I'm not saying that you need to be a freaking screamer or a porn star. I mean, if you can go that high, go be my guest. But, like, you don't have to be so reserved. You can be free. It's fine.
Everybody's free.
So I don't know, but I mean, but I definitely want to ask our.
That's like sometimes, I guess that's like sometimes people will, like, say, oh, I can't wait to go on vacation to get, like, freaky. You know?
Right, like why
can't you do that shit at home?
Yeah, like, why does it have to be vacation sex? Like really?
Oh, I'm getting this lingerie because we're going on vacation.
Yeah, like you could have got that last week. You know?
Right.
What's going on? Vacation sex. I mean, sex can be awesome when you are on vacation, but certain acts don't need to be reserved over there.
Right.
You know,
we're only doing this when we're international.
Yeah, like, nah, yo, what are you talking about? Oh man, but yeah, we're definitely gonna get into this a little bit more, but we're gonna bring on our guest momentarily. So just sit back, relax, enjoy this soothing music, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, everybody? And we're back. My name is Martini.
Still Jen.
And this is BedLoveBeyond. And to tell you the episode again is episode 89, Breaking Free and Taking a Walk on the Wild Side, with our guest today, the naughty lifestyle expert, Sienna Sinclair. How you doing, Sienna?
Good. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for being on. Yeah, your website is extremely interesting, and I can't wait to get into this. So, first off, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you start your travel guide books?
Yeah, so my name's Sinclaire, and I live in Los Angeles, and it started, oh gosh, I want to say back in 2001 when I was living in London, and I worked for a magazine there, and I was traveling all over Europe, and I don't know, something inside of me, I just got bored of like the usual sightseeing stuff, and I wanted to explore more naughty things to do, especially being young and being a female, trying to find female-friendly things to do was kind of hard. So that's how my blog started up, and then when I moved here to LA, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, at the young age of 27 or 28, I decided to start my first book on travel, Naughty Guide to Los Angeles. That's how it kind of just went from there, and then it took off with other guides, so 5 guides total. And then I also host naughty parties in LA and tours around LA of old brothels and visiting dungeons and swing clubs and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, because I saw your quote. It said, I really wanted to write a series of books that combine my 2 passions, travel and sex. So that's really cool that you were able to do that.
3 passions. I think I must have left one out. Travel, history, and sex.
Ah, okay. There you go.
All my books have a history section of, like for LA, for example, it's how LA began naughty, because every city is naughty in its own way, and there's some history in it and how the city was built. And
okay. Yeah, so you were saying that you have several books out. Why did you specifically pick those cities, and what topics are covered in those books?
Well, LA was easy because I lived here, and I didn't have to travel, and I'd been, exploring around, so that one was super easy. But when I say super easy, it's not easy to write a book.
Right.
It was a year of researching, and then design and, all that fun, super fun stuff. And so each book takes 2 years to 1 year of researching and then 1 year of writing and doing all the nitty-gritty stuff.
Oh, wow.
After that, the next best option was Las Vegas. People who live in LA go to Vegas and vice versa. So Vegas, I spent 1 year in Vegas. People love going to Vegas, but everyone says I can only handle 2 or 3 days. And I was going for 5 days, and it was so hard because I had to go to every hotel in Vegas. When I say every hotel, I mean every hotel, even the cheap little crappy ones, because you never know when you're going to find something really cool and naughty and, off the grid and that people don't know about. And I did everything. So my 5 days was literally spent every day waking up super early, going, like marking down, walking through every hotel, driving to hotels. At nighttime, I would go check out different restaurants, sexy bars, and then I would check out nightclubs at nighttime, and then end my night at 2 o'clock in the morning at a strip club.
Oh my
and then do it all over again for 5 days.
Did you do this by yourself, or did you go with friends?
No, I have a friend. I would bring different people.
That's cool.
Like whether it was a guy friend or a girl that wanted to go visit the male strip shows with me.
Okay. Did you do do you do like hetero and homo too, or like everything?
Yeah, both. It all depends. Oh, you mean write about my book, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Yeah. It depends on the book. So I fill the city out for its history, and Vegas and Vegas, not really so much. There is some lesbian stuff in there.
Yes.
The San Francisco book, because of its past and its history, there's a lot more gay and lesbian stuff to check out.
Okay. Can you describe what a naughty walking tour is?
Okay. So they have them. They have them all over the world. That's how I came up with one, because whenever I would travel, I would always find these historical naughty walking tours. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I've got to do one. And they have a few. If you go to a city, just try to look one up. You may find one and get lucky. But San Diego, I don't have one here in LA because LA is not really a walking city. So I do a bus tour here where I buy a bus with stripper poles. I rent a bus. And it's 30 people. It always ends up being more for some reason because it always oversells. And I have 3 different sections. So one area is the beach, one's Hollywood, and then downtown. So depending on which one we're going to depends on what we're doing, meaning whether we go to a strip club, a sex toy store, a dungeon, or a swing club, and then a sexy bar. But we also do a 1-hour historical tour where we do get off the bus and go check out old brothels around the city. But then I also do a walking tour in San Diego. I've done it twice. I don't live in San Diego. I just go down there when I'm promoting, and I offer a 1-hour walking tour of the city that I've researched on my own, and it's just of the Gaslight District. It's a lot of fun, and we go eat at an old brothel afterwards and have drinks.
Oh wow! All right. What audience is your books for?
It's definitely for everyone. As long as you're legal, 18,
right,
to be naughty, 21 for drinking. So I also go by my parties. So the people that come to my parties, people always say, "What's your age group?" My age group varies. From
I just Googled your name. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just Googled your name because I was like, sometimes Martini does all the scheduling and he's like, all right, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay, I'm here. So I just Googled your name and the first thing that came up was Sienna Sinclair's Naked Tiki Pool Party. So that's you, right? That's your party anyway.
Yeah, that's me. So those are the kind of parties I do. They're not swing parties.
There's penis
swing parties
everywhere.
are couples and single women, and the couples want to have sex with other couples. My parties are just naughty, meaning anybody can come. You can be a voyeur and just watch. You can be a couple. It doesn't mean you have to hook up with other couples or anybody else. And sometimes, there's no naughtiness at all because we're doing it in a public venue. But the Tiki Pool Party, I can't remember what magazine came out. I want to say LA Weekly, but I might be wrong. But they came out and took photos. They didn't take photos of anyone's faces. It was just me and the performers and a few people that wanted their penises, shot. Because there are a few penises, and then the guys didn't care as long as they didn't show their face. But my parties are all themed because I get very bored very easily.
Okay.
And it's usually why I never travel to the same place twice, except for certain cities. But, when you go to swing parties, they're always the same. Like, wear lingerie, wear a mask, and here's the couples. It's like, okay, that's boring after a while.
Yeah.
And sex is sex. Everyone gets bored with sex too, so it's trying to find ways to spice things up with parties. So that was one of them, the Tiki Pool Party. We had a topless mermaid. You could swim with a mermaid. We had fire dancers, a topless tiki bartender, and it's just the whole theme, and it was really cool.
Now, is there an admission for these parties?
Yeah, there definitely is. Definitely an admission. I have to control,
I was going to say, these have to be funded somehow.
And they have to be funded because they're not cheap, hiring a topless mermaid.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Do you find there's more, like, let's say with the walking tours or people who are buying your book, do you find that you see more people reserved getting these books or attending the parties, or more exhibitionists?
They're both. There are some people, for example, I have this one girl that came to one of my events, I think 4 years ago. It was her first time. It was my topless drive-in movie theater. We had, 9.5 weeks playing and girls serving on roller skates, hot dogs, and hamburgers. And it was just fun. And I remember after the movie, I had a DJ, and we were doing a topless limbo. And it was just fun. There's no sex going on. It's just fun. Mm-hmm. And I went up to everybody, and I don't judge. I don't, make you do anything. But I just was saying, hey, we're about to start our topless limbo if you want to come join us. And I remember she just shook her head and was like, no. Really. And I was like, okay, she's not into this. I'll just move on, whatever. Mm-hmm. She is one of my best members ever in types of naughtiness. Not only is she super naughty, but she just got invited by this other Hinduism, I think in the Caribbean. They wanted her to come because she's so freaking naughty. And she's such a good party person. She says that my event changed her life.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
And that's the thing. You can have people that come and you know what? They see it and they're like, this is not for me, meaning not that my events are fun or anything went wrong.
Yeah.
They're just not into that lifestyle, and that's fine. It's like me, if I go to a fetish event, that's not really my thing, but I go to them and I still have fun, So it's the same way with some of these people. They may come, it's not my thing. Some may come and go, oh, this is lots of fun, and then others, it's life-changing for them. Because, they're finally given permission to be naughty, and it's in a safe space.
Mm-hmm. Why do you feel that we as a people are reserved and not living fully to our fullest sexually?
Yeah, because we were brought up with what society tells us to do. Society says, you got to go to school, you got to do all these, you got all these rules. Your parents tell you. A lot of people are religious. People are telling us what to do. And the thing is we live one life. And when you're on your deathbed, do you want to go I did what I wanted to do, or I did what people told me to do? Mm-hmm. And you do and that's the way I've lived my life. I've always lived my life my way. And there's things that, can't say I regret anything. I've done some things I'm like, that wasn't really that great. But at least I did it, and I'm not asking any questions or like, I wonder if I. But it really comes down to what you want. Like I said before, naughtiness may not be for you. I mean, we're all naughty. We all have sex. Not all of us, but some of us, But it's really your naughty level. My books and my parties are all about your naughty level. You can come to my event. You can be as reserved as you want and be a watcher, or you can come to my event and just let loose. So I always say everyone has their own naughty level, and not to judge when you come to my events.
Jennifer and I were discussing before we started the podcast about people. Well, I guess the topic was women being modest in marriages where, I guess, like you said, people are like so reserved. They're taught to be like so reserved, but they still keep that modesty with their husband, like who's essentially, hopefully, not going anywhere. And we were wondering why that is. Like, why won't you just be, just be with your husband? Like, do you have an answer for that?
Now, do you mean modest with her husband as in their sexuality? They're
Yes.
just not very open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't really speak for one person. I can only, just speak as in like,
Sure.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of reasons, again, some people get married and they feel like they have to be the wife. They have to be this mother and, or the husband may think like, you're now my wife. I need you to be this certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it could be, the lust is gone and things just get bored, and there's a lot of reasons it could be, or it could be the way they were brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason why a lot of couples go and check out these swingers events, because they're like, maybe we should try to spice up our life and our sex life and do some stuff.
Okay. Can you I saw this little tidbit on your website, and I would love for you to explain this. What is the Naughty Lifestyle Program?
The Naughty Lifestyle Program. So what my business is really about, everything that I have that you see, it's about living more naughty in your life. Because I believe that if you add more naughtiness into your life, you'll start living the life that you want. And like I said before, when people come to my events, it's life changing. They've been living life, but then they start adding more naughtiness into it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to really experience pleasure and joy, and I'm not letting someone else tell me I shouldn't do this. I'm being myself. And that's kind of what my program is about. It's just like being yourself, being more naughty, and living the life that you want.
Can you, not to give too much away, can you give us some pointers? Like what do people need to do to be more naughty? What can they start doing?
And again, it's all your own naughty level. I'm not going to say, oh, you got to go buy a whip. You got to go buy, you got to start doing anal sex.
Right.
Because I do teach an anal sex class, and that's my favorite topic to talk about. It's just, really just being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And trying things out. That's how I started where I am today. I slowly just started trying little things out. Mm-hmm. I never say never, because you never know if you're going to like something.
Okay.
But, I went to the fetish business. I was in the burlesque business, the pinup world. I did all these different things. And when I use the word naughty, I use it loosely because it can be anything you want to be. I'm not putting you in a category. You're not in the swinger world. A lot of people who are in the swinger lifestyle, they're swingers. That's all they do. Mm-hmm. People in the fetish world, that's all they do is fetish. Mm-hmm. Me, I believe in just trying everything. And I've tried everything. And again, not everything's for you. I'm not really into fetish, but there are some things that I do like from it. And I'm not really into the swinging community, but I can go to a swing party and still have fun. So just open yourself up. Try different things out. Don't be judgmental of other people. Give it a go and see if you like it. If you don't like it, what's the worst thing? I didn't like it. Big deal.
Right, but at least you tried it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not sitting on your deathbed going, oh, I wish I would have had that threesome.
Right, yeah.
Being in LA, do you ever get any semi-A-list celebrities on your way?
I do, but I can't say.
No, of course.
Not. No.
Just curious,
yeah.
like, if the market is open that way.
Yeah, they my events, and I'm not saying it's a lot. You come to my event, there's tons of celebrities there.
Right.
It's usually like one at a time that will come.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not A, sometimes they're B's.
Right.
Yeah, and they come and they're just like normal people. Sometimes their PR person will contact me, and let me know and to get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. And everyone's really cool. Half the people don't even know who they are when they come.
Right.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Like, wow.
Yeah, because they're just regular people and they're just there to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just, they just want to be left alone and just like, hey, I'm just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. You have any more questions, Jen?
I'm trying to think. Do you, since you do this as a career, how does that work when you're in a relationship, or are you in a relationship?
It works because you have to find somebody who accepts your lifestyle. You know, when it comes to dating, you have to have boundaries of what you will and will not allow in a relationship.
Right,
and
if
someone comes into my lifestyle and judges me, I'm sorry, you're just not for me. And I'm not saying that you're a horrible person. We're just not meant to be together. You need to go find someone that, that allows that, or, but it's hard. But when you find those people, there are people out there. People always come to me and say, how do I find people in open relationships? Because I'm on Match, trying to find people. Well, you need to get off of Match. You need to start. There's a lot of communities out there who, for polyamorous, open relationships, all kinds of fetish relationships, being a slave or whatever, all types of relationships. And that's one thing I teach in my Naughty Lifestyle program, is relationships are not one size fits all at all. You can make up your own relationship type. And when I was younger, I did just that. And, I didn't want to be in a monogamous relationship because it wasn't working out for me. So I tried open relationships, and again, like I said, they can be whatever you want them to be. An open relationship could be you being married and having different men on the side, while your husband has different women on the side, or men. It could be where you have to, there's a couple, but they have to ask, permission, or they don't want to know about it at all. Again, it's whatever makes you feel comfortable, and that's kind of, again, trial and error. I was trying it out, and I found out what works for me. And then I met people. You have to be very upfront and honest. And I met people who are cool with it. And I always believe in checking in, because sometimes, you got to check in. There's a little jealousy, but... You're
right. And have you had more successful than not in that realm? Just like, oh, okay, I understand what you're doing. We can do this.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I started being in open relationships, I don't believe in marriage for myself. It's just my personal thing. I don't want kids. I don't want to live with anybody. That's another thing. Those three things: no marriage, no kids, no living together. My relationships have been much longer. I have a 10-year relationship with someone, and there's no like, where is this going? We're having fun now, and we know that we enjoy each other's time. I don't make any promises. You just don't know what the future holds. I don't believe in making promises, especially when it comes to relationships. You can be crazy about someone, and then 10 years later, like, I'm not anymore.
Now, hold on. You made me raise my eyebrow with something that you said. You said you don't. One of your third rule is like no living with each other. Can you explain that? Why is that?
I'm a very private person. I'm one of those people that I'm an introvert, and I'm also an extrovert. I can go out and have a great time and, be around people. I'm a people person. Yeah. But when I come home, I have to be alone. That's where I regain my energy. And when I say alone, I have to be alone. Oh, if there's somebody around me, I just feel this negative energy, Even with my assistants here, as soon as she leaves, I'm like, whew, I can relax. I'm happy again. It's just my personality. And again, living through life, you have to know who you are to get what you want. And I know exactly who I am. And if I lived with someone, guess what? We would not have been together for 10 years. Wow. And if they can't accept that, then they're not the person for you,
And you're with this person now? Like, still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Way to go.
Going on 11 in December.
Way to go. Way to go. Wow. All right. Man.
Longer than most marriages.
Very true. Very true. I mean, you, like you said, you have a set of rules that apply to you and that work with you. Because me, I'm just like, whoa, like no living together, no kids, and no marriage. I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can do it. But that, that might not work for me.
Worked for. I've told them that, and they're like, I want marriage and I want kids. And I'm like, okay, then I'm not the girl for you.
Right.
It's just it's that simple. And it's not about letting someone go. You got to learn to let people go to find who you want. You can't just grab on everybody, latch onto them just because you need someone in your life.
Right. Oh, that's very sound advice. Wow.
I don't know. It sounds about right.
But it's not for everybody,
No, exactly.
they go, oh my gosh, I want kids, I want marriage, I want one person in my life. I'm like, that's great, that's for you, but this is me.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you say marriage, and I'm like, oh, I can't breathe, you know. Yeah, I mean, even if I have a guy over here for like a few days, I'm like, when are you leaving again?
Do you want me to get you an Uber or a Lyft?
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
Did you ever think about taking your business to the East Coast?
Yeah, I'm doing a Chicago book. It's just that there's been so many great cities here on the West Coast. It's just, why not, since I live here. But I've been doing the Chicago. I've researched it for a year already.
When are you doing New York? Because that's where we're kind of based at.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do New York after Chicago.
Yes. Good.
I do little snippets of New York. I do put up naughty guides of New York. I think I did a naughty nightlife, and then I think I did naughty hotels of New York. I can't remember because I do so many different little guides.
Okay, well, but we can all find this on your website, or?
Yeah, on naughtytravel.com. I'm sorry, naughtytravelguide.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's the website for traveling all around the world naughty. And then if you're interested in LA, it's naughtylosangeles.com, and there you'll find all kinds of naughty things to do in LA, a calendar that lists over 100 naughty things each month to do.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
There are a lot of things, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah.
New York is fun. I'm going there for New Year's Eve.
Oh, wait. Are you going to Times Square?
80s band, Jesse's Girl.
Wait, are you going to go to...
Jesse's Girl is awesome. Actually, I know one of the Beats players. It's an awesome band.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the manager, and they come on the 80s cruise every year that I go on.
Oh, they're awesome. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Are you going to Times Square on New Year's Eve?
No, they're outside of New York City. No. I can't remember where, but I've already bought tickets.
No. I mean, are you said you were going to New York on New Year's Eve. Are you going to go to Times Square and see the ball drop?
Oh, God, that would be my worst nightmare.
Oh, okay.
I would never be in a crowd, and what happened in Vegas, I wouldn't even chance it.
Right. Oh, okay. I was just like, oh my goodness.
I hate crowds. I can't even imagine being stuck in that crowd. And I don't think they let you have alcohol in there either.
And I believe they don't let you like out, to tell you the truth. Like once you're in the crowd,
I diaper because how do you go use a toilet?
Exactly. You're not supposed to leave.
And you have no alcohol. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You just stand there and freeze. I've never done it, and never ever will.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I'll be there. And my favorite place to go that's naughty is the Box.
The Bronx.
The Box.
Oh, okay. I was like, the Bronx. What?
They have
Okay.
They have live sex shows.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Who knew?
Okay.
It's this really cool nightclub in New York. It's like, very high-end, chic. They have bottle service there. And I don't know how they get away with it, with the laws. They have some law, but they have sex shows.
Wow.
But it's not the girl and guy having sex. It's usually gay guys that are performing, and the women have strap-ons and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Penetration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go check it out. It's cool. And then it turns into a nightclub afterwards, and it's fun.
Afterwards. I thought that would be the after party, but okay. Man, all right. That's a lot of interesting things. I'm definitely waiting on that New York one. That's gonna be awesome.
I think I wrote a naughty guide, like just a blog post on New York, and the Box is on there. And there's some other places that I visited while I was there for the weekend.
Okay.
I'm sure there's tons of hidden places there, but because in New York it's kind of just like little hidden agendas everywhere, so it's not too
you
bad.
just gotta find it.
Oh yeah, I mean same here in LA.
Yeah, but that's really cool what you're doing. What is your, I guess what is your goal other than fulfilling your 3 passions? What's your goal with your
my
business?
goal is I started with one book, and my goal was to turn it into different guides, and I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my goal was to turn this. I enjoy creating this community of naughtiness, and I've done that. So that was one of my goals, and also just teaching people. I teach blowjob classes, anal sex classes, confidence courses, and that's been my other goal that I've done. It's just building this naughty community. And my other goal is to do like a naughty online store, just sexy lingerie and swimwear, and so that's coming up next.
Dope.
How many people attend the blowjob classes?
I only allow 30 people because I prefer smaller classes. so only 30 people can come, but they're very popular because my events, they sell out like a month in advance.
Wow, look at you, way to go. That's awesome.
Because people know that, like, they're gonna, that there's only so many tickets offered, and they're like, I want to go.
Yeah,
I have a list of people just waiting who have never been to my events because they can't get in.
Wow.
And they're like, I want to go to your next event. Can you, like, personally email me? And I'm thinking to myself, I have so many people I have to personally email. I mean, kidding, I'm not.
Right.
I just do, a mass list. It's first come, That's just the way it is.
You're like the sexual Hamilton. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would personally email you if I had no one coming, but
right, but I do. So
as soon as you personally email someone, guess what they do? They take 2 days.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll go get her ticket, and then they realize, oh wait, I just went to go get the ticket 2 days later, but it's sold out, and it's like, I told you.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta hop on that, people. What are you doing, man? Like,
do you do like an event every month?
I do one big one every month. And that's, one of my fun themed parties.
Mm-hmm.
Last month was 1920s French bordello. So I was,
Dope.
I love history, so I love anything like brothels and stuff. And then, so everyone came dressed up and just fun. You could be Moulin Rouge, anything 20s was fine. And it was a 4-course sit-down meal, very just beautiful, gorgeous. And so everyone sat down and they were served 4-course really delicious meal. And I had performers, so it was themed performers, and they finished off with a can. Afterwards, the staff cleared away the table. They put 2 beds in the rooms, and then everybody moved outside where I have a pool, and people got naked, and then some people came inside and had fun on the beds.
How much do the tickets to one of these events cost, out of curiosity?
That one was $150.
That's not even that bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, especially with all that stuff that you just said. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Right?
No, it's really cool. I'm not on the higher end side because I like to. My whole philosophy is I believe everybody should be allowed to be naughty, and that includes people of all sizes and race. I'm not like a swing club where they judge people.
Yeah.
And I allow everybody to come in. As long as you behave, you're fine.
So, like, I know, like, in, like, hedonism in Jamaica and stuff like that, they have, like, wristbands or, like, secrets or whatever it is. They have, like, wristbands kind of, like, saying what your level of participation is. Like, do you do something like that? Or, I don't
do that because I don't want to call out somebody's naughty level.
Right.
I don't think it should be labeled. And again, I don't believe in labels. So I would never do that. I would never level people. And there's a group here that does that, and I just think it's horrible.
I was just curious, like, with the whole, like, not to call it rape culture, but with, just the way things are these days, like how a party like that is able to, like, maintain, like, let's say I just wanted to go and be voyeuristic, but I don't want to be touched and I don't really want to touch anyone else. Like,
Well, I mean, there's no rape culture now. Rape's been around forever and it'll always be around. So it's not like it's anything new. It's just going to these parties, and you need people that, are like-minded. Of course, you're always going to have that one person. It just happens. I mean, anywhere. You're going to have that one person at a bar, and you're not even at a sex party. But most people who come to adult parties, they're very well behaved. They know that there's strict rules. I have very strict rules.
Okay.
If someone, you're given the rules when you come in. And if you misbehave, you're kicked out. Have I kicked people out before? Yes, I have. But nobody's gotten out of hand.
So all the parties have just been, like, successful in that way, just like everybody's having a good time, no jerks or assholes or anything like that.
No, and I tell people, if something happens, you got to tell me, because if you don't tell me, I don't know. So
True.
Usually if something does happen, they'll come and tell me, and then we'll quietly, if there's a problem, I do look at both sides, because there was one event where because girls think they have a lot of power, and that's another thing I don't allow at my events. We're all equal, and I hate it when women think they can come because you're at a sex party. Women are the worst. Women are worse than men when it really comes to a sex party. Those are the people you have to watch out for. Women think that they can come to a sex party because they're a woman. They can go up to another girl and just start spanking her ass or grabbing her titty without asking. It's absolutely not allowed. Girls do it in bars. I mean, I've been to bars where a girl's like slaps my ass, and she's like, and I look at her, I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, you have a cute ass. I'm like, it doesn't mean you can touch my ass. What the hell?
Right.
And so that stuff I do not allow. So one time at an event, this girl, she was the one acting up, and I went and talked to the guy, and I straightened it out, and it was her, and I had to ask her to leave, actually.
Wow, look at that.
Good, though.
Role reversal. It's good to hear. It's good to hear.
I just don't agree because I've had so many women do it. I went to this one sex club here in LA, very super expensive, high-end one, and he was very big into no touching, but I guess the no touching didn't apply to other women. As soon as I walked in, his 2 women that he had hired grabbed my ass, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's not allowed. My body is my personal space, and I do not appreciate anybody touching me. To me, that's sexual harassment from a woman. I don't care if she's hot. It's not correct. It's not right.
Right.
And then also at his parties, he said absolutely no cameras, and then next thing I know, I'm giving a guy a blowjob, and I see a light go off, and he's going out taking photos with a Polaroid. Yeah, it's a Polaroid, but it's just not polite or correct.
Yeah.
He didn't ask me permission. I don't want that photo.
Right. Wow.
So there's things like that. Like most men are the ones who are doing swing parties. I'm the only girl here that I know that does naughty parties, and they kind of forget that rule.
Right. Might have slipped their mind.
Yeah.
Right.
So in my events, it's not allowed. The women are very well behaved too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I always put women first because you have to when it comes to these events. But,
yeah.
I also do with both sides to see, who's really in the wrong.
Okay. Wow.
All very intriguing.
Yeah, I learned a lot. That was awesome. So, can you give us your information? Where can our listeners follow you at or learn more about you?
Yeah, so I'm on pretty much Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look at my name, Sienna Sinclair. You can also go to followsiennasinclair.com, and that will take you to all my networking stuff and blogs. Or you can, naughtylosangeles.com, naughtytravelguide.com for my travel blogs. Or if you want naughty photos of me, then siennasinclair.com.
Where can they get your books?
Amazon, if you just look up Baby Naughty Los Angeles or Naughty Las Vegas. The LA book is really old, even though it's still offered on Amazon. So know that if you get it, you're getting an old version. It's updated now on my website for ebook.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
The Vegas one is still new. So.
Okay, all right. Not a problem. And you say you're working on the Chicago one right now. Do you know when that's going to release?
Probably next year. I just released San Diego this year and San Francisco.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be watching for that New York one.
New York one, yeah. So maybe in 2 years. It takes a lot.
No. Hey, take your time. Take your time.
Especially New York. That's a lot bigger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll pray for you now.
I know, yeah.
Oh, but thank you so much, Sienna, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, you guys. It's been fun.
Definitely informative. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it was great. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. Sienna Sinclair. That was pretty interesting.
I feel like I need to travel more now. I feel like Montreal would have been one of those cities that has a lot of weird, freaky hidden stuff going on inside.
Oh, yeah. We should have asked about that. Damn. Well, oh well.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so
we'll put her information up on the site if you guys want to go. If you're going to LA and want to go to one of her parties.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get naked.
Yeah. Well, I know.
I just looked at the pictures, mad dick everywhere.
I know we got Cali listeners out there, so there you go. There's Naughty Travel Guide, so you can get naughty too, and please have respect, just like she said. Just because you're a chick doesn't mean you can just grab people by the dick or whatever, or grab chicks' asses. Calm that down.
No one's grabbing dick. Stop.
No, I'm just saying. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool. So, yeah, that's. Do we have a song of the day or something? Episode?
No, I was trying, but nothing came up that came to mind, so not today.
Nah, that's fine. But thanks you for listening to us on, of course, all podcast services out there, especially Podbean. Please rate us 5 stars, review, like, and subscribe to us on any of the services that you listen to. I don't even know what to ask the audience.
I don't know. Would you go to one of those parties?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Have you been to one of those parties?
Would you go? Would you go to one of? Would you yeah, like, would you go to any of those parties? What's your take on, I guess, like, open relationships and not living with your partner? What's up with that? You know, like, what's going on with that? You can email us at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. You can go to our website at www.bedlovebeyond.com and look at all the articles that we talked about and that I will have on the website. You can give us a call or text us any topics, or to just say hi at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. You can talk to our fans at www.facebook.com/BedLoveBeyond, and you can follow us at BedLoveBeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. I am Martini.
Still Jen.
All right, see you guys.